Downsizing after 60. The emotional mistakes seniors regret and how to avoid them. Home is not where you live, but where they understand you. Morgenstern. As we journey through our golden years, the meaning of home transforms. It becomes less about the space we occupy and more about the life we create within those walls. Today, we explore how to transition to a smaller home without losing the essence of what makes life rich and meaningful. If this message speaks to your heart, please subscribe to Golden Years Wisdom Channel. Tap the like button so more seniors can find this guidance, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your wisdom helps lift others on this journey. The weight of memory honoring your story while moving forward. When we decide to simplify our lives, there's a dangerous moment that arrives unannounced. In the rush of sorting and packing, we sometimes release treasures disguised as ordinary objects. These items carry invisible threads to our past, connecting us to people we've loved and moments that shaped who we've become. Patricia, an 82-year-old grandmother from Maine, experienced this profound loss. While clearing her kitchen, she donated her father's worn leather bookmark, thinking it was just an old scrap. Months later, reading in her new apartment, she reached for it instinctively and felt its absence like a phantom limb. Realizing she'd given away more than leather, she'd released a piece of her father's presence. Where joy lives creating space for what makes you come alive, your hobbies are not luxuries to sacrifice when space becomes limited. They are the heartbeat of your days, the activities that remind you who you are beyond the roles you've played. When we downsize without considering where our passions will flourish, we risk losing more than square footage. We lose the parts of ourselves that bring light to ordinary moments. Consider James, a 76-year-old artist from Vermont who left behind his painting corner when he moved to a smaller apartment. He told himself art was just a pastime, something he could pick up anywhere. But without dedicated space, his brushes stayed packed, and gradually, a quiet sadness settled over his days. The apartment had everything except room for his soul's expression, and that absence echoed louder than he'd imagined. The feel of home choosing spaces that nourish your spirit numbers on paper cannot capture how a space will embrace you. A floor plan shows walls and dimensions, but it cannot reveal how afternoon light will dance across your kitchen table or how the morning sounds will greet you. The atmosphere of a home, its warmth, its rhythm, its very essence only reveals itself when you pause long enough to listen. Dorothy, 74, from Tennessee, learned this truth the hard way. She chose her condominium based on an impressive listing and modern finishes. Only after moving in did she discover the living room remained dim all day, lacking the natural light she'd always drawn energy from. The beautiful space felt heavy, and she spent months adjusting to an environment that never quite welcomed her spirit the way her previous home had. The wisdom of slowness. Moving at the pace your heart needs. Rushing through a move is like trying to read the final chapter of your life's book without savoring the previous pages. When we hurry past the emotional work of transition, we carry unprocessed grief into our new beginning. A home holds decades of living, every celebration, every quiet morning, every moment of comfort during difficult times. These memories deserve acknowledgement, not hurried goodbyes. Margaret, 77, from Pennsylvania, felt pressured by family to complete her move in 3 weeks. She packed efficiently, handled logistics perfectly, and settled into her new place without complaint. At 6 months later, sitting alone one evening, unexpected tears came. She finally allowed herself to grieve the home where she'd raised her children, celebrated anniversaries, and said goodbye to her beloved husband. The grief she'd rushed past had simply been waiting for permission to surface. The comfort of the familiar keeping what already knows you. There's a temptation when moving to start completely fresh. Imagining a new home requires all new belongings. But furniture is more than decoration. It's memory made tangible. Your favorite chair knows the shape of your body. Your reading lamp understands exactly how much light you need. These objects have grown familiar through years of use, adapting to your comfort in ways new pieces cannot instantly replicate. Helen and Thomas, both in their early 80s from California, donated most of their furniture before their move, excited to redesign their space. The enthusiasm faded quickly when they discovered replacement costs far exceeded expectations, and nothing felt quite right. The new chair hurt Thomas's back. The unfamiliar lamp cast harsh shadows. They'd traded comfort for newness, and found themselves longing for the worn, perfectly broken-in pieces they'd released too eagerly. Tomorrow's needs building a home that ages with you. It's uncomfortable to imagine ourselves with different abilities, so we make choices based solely on who we are today. But wisdom asks us to consider not just this year, but the years ahead. A home with stairs may feel manageable now, but what about when climbing becomes difficult? Planning for future possibilities isn't pessimistic. It is the ultimate act of self-care and practical love for your future self. William, 73, from Washington, chose a charming 2-story cottage for his retirement, never imagining his mobility would change. Within 5 years, a hip condition made the stairs his daily nemesis. Every trip to his bedroom became a painful reminder of short-sighted planning. Eventually, he faced the heartache and expense of moving again, to a single-level home he wished he'd chosen initially. The second move felt like losing home twice. The power of preparation, planning your journey with care. Moving is not simply a day-long event of boxes and trucks. It's a complex orchestration of logistics, emotions, and countless small decisions. When we underestimate this complexity, we set ourselves up for exhaustion and chaos. A well-planned move protects not just your belongings, but your peace of mind during an already emotional transition. Barbara, 80 years old from Ohio, thought packing would be simple. She waited until the final week, then found herself overwhelmed by decades of accumulated life. With the moving truck arriving in hours, she frantically threw items into garbage bags, lost important documents in the confusion, and arrived at her new home too exhausted to feel any joy. What should have been a hopeful beginning felt like surviving a disaster. Better planning would have transformed this experience completely. Belonging in new soil, planting social roots before you arrive, a beautiful home can still feel unbearably lonely without familiar faces nearby. We often focus intensely on the physical move, while forgetting that community is what transforms a space into home. The casual greetings with neighbors, the friendly face at the local market, the connections that make you feel seen and valued. These social threads take time to weave and cannot be rushed. Ruth, 71 from Alabama, moved to a lovely apartment but failed to consider the social landscape surrounding it. Her new neighborhood was quiet and isolated, with few opportunities for connection. The beauty of her home couldn't fill the void left by missing her former community. After 6 months of increasing loneliness, she realized that location isn't just about the building. It's about the people who make that location feel alive and welcoming. Downsizing is not about diminishing your life. It's about distilling it to its most precious essence. When approached with intention, patience, and heart, this transition becomes an opportunity to create a space that truly serves who you are now and who you are becoming. Every decision matters. What you keep, what you release, where you land, and how you arrive there. Your new home should feel like an embrace, not a compromise. It should support your passions, comfort your body, lift your spirit, and connect you to community. Take your time. Honor your feelings. Make choices that respect both your present self and your future needs. This isn't just about changing addresses. It's about choosing how you want to live the beautiful chapters still ahead. We'd love to hear from you. What concerns do you have about downsizing? What wisdom can you share with others walking this path? Your experiences and encouragement create a circle of support that lifts every member of our Golden Years Wisdom family. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue supporting each other through life's transitions. Together, We turn challenges into growth and change into opportunity.